Hey everyone, I hope you're having a wonderful day. It is another basically freezing cold day out here. And so what I'm going to do is get out all my art supplies and start playing and sort of get over those winter blues, waiting for spring, which honestly, I'm in Canada, it's freezing. We've got ahead of us rain, slush, all sorts of crazy weather before we actually get some beautiful sunshine. So on that note, I am going to grab my art supplies, get some bright and cheery colors, and just see what I can put on my sketchbook, art journal, sketchbook, just playing around with some mixed media, and I invite you to join me. I am going to do a large art journal spread. I'm not sure what I'm going to create. This is all going to be just sort of whatever shows up. So I'm going to open up a few things and show you a few art supplies, and we're going to go from there. These are some of the mixed media pieces that I did in a recent video, and I haven't finished these. I meant to finish them, but if you're interested in how to start mixed media pieces, I have a video on this and I will leave it in the description so you can access it. And just watch how I created these super fun mixed media pages on some paper. I must have just hidden them in here and tucked them away and didn't even know. I am going to flip through. I can't even remember what I have on these pages in this giant sketchbook. I remember doing those, ladies. I have a video on that too. Maybe I'll leave all those videos in the description. Again, my floor is pretty squeaky. I'm gonna take my shoes off. And, oh right, this one was so much fun. I loved these birds. I'm really sort of into this type of sort of whimsical bird. Her face is okay. I liked her at the time. And just playing around with my art supplies. Okay, so I've done way more in this sketchbook than I thought I did. I love that. I've done so many videos I can't remember. Oh, this was one of my favorites. Okay. All right. Let's continue on and see what we can create. And remember, you can go over art pages that you've, already drawn on. So I'm probably gonna I don't like wasting paper. So I'm probably gonna go on both sides. And I'm just gonna pick colors that I love. And I'm going right over these cats, although I love these cats and I might do, I don't know if I'm keeping them. I doubt if I am. I'm going to go right over them. But I really love that one. And so now when you start a page, don't be precious with your marks. This is just because you don't want to, or I personally don't want to get started on a blank page. And that's one of the things in the videos yesterday. I did a video on acrylic inks where I sort of walked you through how you can sort of get a spread started and not worry about, you're just playing with your art supplies. And so that's what I'm going to do here. I'm going to take some of these acrylic inks and just drop them on the page. And I'm going to get this really cool, I don't know where I got this paintbrush, no idea. But I'm just going to move things around and get things sort of started. Now I'm just going in with some gesso. Unfortunately, the gesso gets all clogged up. I don't want to use too much. So I'm just going to grab this paintbrush and see what I got left in here. I like gesso. This is just white gesso. It's a nice chalky finish. I like the way it goes over a page and almost, I don't know, it might protect the other page, like on the opposite side of here. Okay, so now that I have some gesso, I love this pink. I'm gonna put this pink on here. I'm mixing this blue with a little bit of white paint, and I'm really liking this color that comes out. And again, there's no rhyme or reason for what I'm doing. I want to see what evolves. I'm kind of liking what's coming out down here. It's almost like a landscapey type feel there. And maybe this is the sky. I'm not sure. I wish I had a lighter, like a baby blue. Like I have this blue, but I wish I had something even more pale. Let's see what happens when we add that blue. It almost gives me like that feeling of being by the ocean. I think I like this page more than this one. Again, squeaky floor just doesn't want to not squeak. I'm liking the pink. This is feeling good. This is feeling not so great for me. So I might get a little more gesso and see what I can do. Gesso is a great way I like to block things out with some gesso. And that's what I have, just Liquitex. And so I'm going to go in. And now I want this, maybe it's going to look like a sky. I'm holding my brush really loose. I like the circle mark, so I'm just sort of tapping it because I want to keep that blobby look. Oh, I have paper towel. I don't know why I didn't use paper towel. One of my favorite colors is this sort of burnt orange. I don't really want to put it on the other side, but I feel like putting it here. So let's see what happens. And I love this messy brush. Now again, in with the gesso, just to sort of soften this up a bit. And both of them are kind of looking, I don't know, I really like these colors. And sometimes you're just exploring colors and patterns. Now, like I said, I purchased these. It's supposed to be cardstock, and it's like transparent sort of little things that I could put on. I don't know what you can do with it, but I thought I could put it on my mixed media anywhere I want. Now I'm kind of wondering, is this something I want to do on here today? I am loving these. They are so pretty, and I think they would look amazing in a mixed media piece, but I think I like these sort of newspapery ones. I'm going to try those. I'm not sure if I want to use too many. And I know I could probably get an old book and get the same thing, but come on, these are so adorable. Oh, I love this one. And it says Paris on it. I got these at Michael's once again. I don't think I'm going to use all of them. I think I'm just going to pick a few. And I have no idea. I don't know if whatever. Let's just see. No, I don't think I want to use this one. We're just going to see basically what happens. It does look like an ocean view to me, but I really want to let loose and do whatever I feel like. I don't really want to stick to something specific. I just want to see what happens when I create. This is what I have so far. I'm probably going to add some Neocolor 2s on there and see what I could do. I'm just giving you sort of a look at the pages. I'm trying to go slow. I'm using a new camera. And I just feel like it captures the colors better. But I'm still in that learning phase. I used Elmer's glue to get those little pieces of paper to stick to the page. I think if you're working in your own art journal, you can use whatever art supplies you want. They don't have to be expensive. They can, you know, you don't even have to get this kind of paper. You can actually go, I'm going to try to zoom in here. You can actually just go to the thrift store and get some old books. You can go to the, you know, see if you have any old books in your home that have some fun pages. Old magazines are great. And it just adds a little, some eye-catching elements and texture to your artwork. The next thing I'm going to do is add some, like I said, Neocolor crayons, but you can add what, you know, colored pencil, anything you want. I may do colored pencil at some point, but I'm going to do the Neocolors and then we'll see what happens when we're done with that part. Okay, so I have the Neocolor 2s in a variety of colors. These are super fun to play with. I like this blue color and I just want to add a few marks on there and maybe a little water. One thing that I think I might do later on with this is, actually maybe I'll do it after I sort of add these scribble marks, is I like maybe adding, the gesso is good for when you want to add marks on top because the gesso is really nice and chalky. But if you want your page to have a nice shine to it, you can add like a semi-gloss or a gloss medium on top of it. And I may do that. Sometimes art is not about creating like a picture or a drawing. Sometimes it's just about playing with your art supplies and playing with color combinations. It's so funny because I got this orange, this orange ink, which I would never, ever choose orange as a color to use, ever, honestly. But because I have the ink and I bought it just because there were limited colors on sale, this orange is quickly becoming one of my favorite colors. And I really like how the orange goes with the blue. Now, I barely ever use these Crayon white. Let's see. I kind of like it. Maybe around here. I'm not even sure I want to add the gloss to it, but it might be kind of nice to seal this. I could probably seal it with a spray. And sometimes adding white is a nice way to cut the colors a little bit. If you feel like you have too much, you know, color on the page. One thing I like is the sort of dreamy look of sort of pushing the paint around. And just the dreamy look, but also these gorgeous colors. I originally had planned on maybe doing some flowers or something like that, but now I'm just like, oh, you know what? I am loving this just the way it is. And I think this is probably going to be it for me today. Let's see if I can move this up a bit so you could see it. And I may just save this for another day. Sometimes you have to step away and come back and have a look and see what you want to do next. I hope you guys enjoyed this little mixed media 2-page spread. If you have any questions about the art supplies, let me know. I'm back to using my iPad. It's so much easier when you're recording videos to use something simple, but I do like my fancy new camera. Okay, thank you so much for watching, everyone. I hope you have a fantastic day and happy creating.